I was letting you take the lead on that one.
Episode 366. Hi, Sarah.
Oh, I love that number one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. 3, 6, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I hear what you're
love
saying.
when. You know what else I hear?
The gardener.
Yep. He loves to fire that mower up. Or
Literally.
mower or blower.
As soon as we push record.
Yes. So you get that in the background.
That's all right. Just deal with it.
Yeah. Every now and then you hear a little jingle of Bo's collar, but she's not here today.
I know.
Yeah.
Why
She's
didn't
on a
you
play
bring
date
her?
with another friend who's visiting and their dog.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's really cute. She's like adopted all of this dog's behaviors too. Like
she's a beta.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they're like hanging out on the patio.
That's
and
really
like
cute.
I bring my dog over here. She does not care about your cat. She's like, hi, cat. I'm just here being a dog.
Yeah.
And let's all get along. This dog starts like growling at the cat, and then she's like, "Rrr." I'm like, Bo, you don't do that. What is this terrible, bad learned behavior you're doing? Like she's just like, oh, is that what I'm supposed to do? Is that what cool dogs do? Oh, I'm going to do that. This dog does seem cool. So
It's funny that you mentioned the cat, though, because I was going to tell you that I got a message from a brainiac who said, can you settle a bet between me and my husband?
Oh, I can't wait for this.
What is your cat's name? And
Both
I
of you
said, Mr. Miyagi. That's really funny. Mr. Miyagi. And she was like, thank you. He was wrong. And I'm like, what did he think it was? And she said, Miyagi won Kenobi.
Oh, okay. Well, that's funny. I see where he was going with this.
But how could he be so certain?
Miyagi won Kenobi. It doesn't really roll off as well.
No. Mr. Miyagi?
Yes.
Come on.
You wouldn't say Miyagi, and then it would be like, oh, I see, like Obi-Wan, like...
Miyobi?
Yeah, it
Maybe
doesn't
it was
work.
like that. Yeah, it's not the same. So she won the bet.
It could be like Kitty won Bonobi, or like...
You could.
You know.
You could work that out.
Yeah, maybe. I had a goldfish named Vincent Van Goldfish, and I thought I was really clever with that one.
That's great. I like that one.
Yeah.
Do you find it weird that in England they say Van Gogh?
Oh.
Well, I guess maybe all
No,
of
that
you.
because my mom is one who pronounces
She's a purist.
every single artist name right. And every time she goes, you mean Van Gogh? Like
She
that.
doesn't.
Yes. And she used to be mad at the Ninja Turtles because she said they were slaughtering the names of the Italian Renaissance artists. And I was like, or those are the Turtles' names, and the Italian Renaissance artists are different.
Right. Well, they're allowed to have
She was like,
some
it's
license.
Michelangelo. I'm like, no.
Michelangelo?
Yeah, she would always say, like, everything had to be. And don't get me started on people who mispronounce bruschetta.
Oh, or like...
Don't say bruschetta. You will get a lecture from my mother if you are a server.
What will she say?
She will correct your pronunciation.
And what is the right way?
Bruschetta.
She doesn't.
Yes.
Those people are the worst.
I know.
And like when they say euro instead of hero, like I know that
yeah.
there's a big debate,
Yeah.
and like I want to say it right, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be pretentious.
Yes.
Like or croissant,
Yeah. Oh, we're not going croissant.
right? Like I
Right.
know the
I
right
know.
way.
We know, but like
I
you don't want to be
can't
an
do
asshole.
it.
Well, that's what I was saying about learning the ukulele. I'm like, which one makes me more of an asshole? If I don't know how to play, but then pronounce it ukulele, or if I do know how to play and pronounce it ukulele. Like, which one is more offensive
I
or
have
more
to
of like
say
I'm
the
an
first
asshole?
one.
Is like worse.
Yes.
That's what I think. And then like 'cause I was saying it one day, and somebody's like, "You mean ukulele?"
Who
and I was like,
did this?
"No, I don't mean that."
Because to me, that it's almost
Well,
like
also
appropriation.
it was like an 11-year-old who told this to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who had superior ukulele skills to mine.
Shall we like
At the time.
wave to my gardener? Here,
yeah,
I'll pause
or,
it to
like,
spare you
something.
guys.
All right,
That was very loud.
Yeah,
we
he-
did spare you.
for real. He like mowed your cement out in front of this window.
He's very thorough.
Yeah. And then we like joked that he was probably just like walked away from the lawnmower and like left it idling.
Right,
And I
last
can't
time.
see. And Sue's like, he actually did that.
Yeah.
He's just left it running right in front of the window. We
I'm
have
gonna-
photo evidence.
I'm going to get a picture.
Oh, it's so funny.
There he is.
But you know what? Your yard looks great.
Yeah, right. My grass is short, you guys.
Yeah. Why couldn't the pool guy come on these days? That's silent.
I know. What's a girl got to do to get her
know.
staff to cooperate?
Gosh. To get her staff to cooperate. That's great.
Do you want to hear something weird?
Always.
So you may have seen this. There is a new type of ice cream. It's popular in a particular. I don't know where. Guinea pig.
That's
She's
not
so
a
mad.
thing. Of course, I've eaten guinea pig, but
Where?
Peru. It's very common there.
Why?
the guinea pigs just run around the house like for real.
What house?
Like people in Peru when they live. They're like more in the mountain areas or like farming.
They're
and everything.
wild.
They're house pets, but they let them kind of run around in the house and then they become their meals. And I was like, I couldn't do that because I would be.
I have questions.
And they're really they're pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
first
and
of
they
all,
have like teeny tiny little drumsticks. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
drumsticks!
Like from their teeny tiny little legs. Yeah.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait.
It's good
First of
stuff.
all, do they not have a problem with the droppings?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I mean, they probably, but the way I've seen them is
Probably.
there's kind of like straw, and they make their little bed in like a little straw area, and they're like in the corner, and they're like, fenced
that's
off,
fine.
and like caged off in like a
But
side
they
of their
just
house.
shit everywhere like bunnies.
And
You
then-
can't just let them run around.
They're like sectioned off, but they're
Okay.
like in the house, like rather than in a cage, they're like on the floor running around.
How
I have
strange.
photos of all of this. I will absolutely send
Where
these.
were you at this time?
In Peru.
But like, weren't you in hotels?
Well, no, I mean, we were in hotels, but then we like walked around the like neighborhoods, and you
Yeah.
can go to these like artisan crafting kind of places where you watch people like loom and all that kind of stuff, and like make all the
That's cool.
like alpaca wools and
Yeah.
like all that stuff, and it was really cool. I did the whole dyeing process, and it's really they take this beetle and they crush up a beetle to make red, and they'll even and they use this as the base for lipstick, and it is the best red shade you could ever imagine. I was
From
like,
a
give me that
beetle.
shit. It is like, yes. Mm-hmm. If you're familiar with OPIs, I'm Not Really a Waitress, it is that color, which is, everybody knows, the best shade of red that ever existed. Yes.
Everybody
it's like got a blue
knows.
base. It's really nice. Blue base red.
Well, okay, but why would you, if you had it in your house, why would you then eat it?
Because they're they procreate really fast,
Oh,
and when
okay.
protein sometimes is more scarce in
Yeah.
like mountainous regions where like the other thing is like alpaca, which you need to keep
Yeah.
shearing it. You can't just go killing those right and left. And so they eat. That's like they eat a lot of
And
guinea
what do
pig.
you think it tastes like?
kind of like a tough like chicken in a way, but like darker meat. No, it's maybe like rabbit. Like rabbit with less of an intense flavor. You know how rabbit's like
It's very gamey.
yeah, very gamey. This is like less gamey.
The
rabbit.
article said that it does taste like chicken, and I laughed because that's always what
Right,
they
and that's
say.
really my first thought because in my head I were like teeny tiny little drumsticks. I'm telling you,
Okay, and you enjoyed it.
yeah, I did.
All right,
But I also liked alpaca. What is it? Carpaccio, which is like a pretty much raw meat.
Yeah.
I had raw alpaca.
well, you are adventurous.
When in Rome or Peru or wherever, I was just having this
It's very
conversation.
Anthony Bourdain-esque.
Yeah, I was just having this conversation with somebody who was like, "So you eat whatever?" And I
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah," because they had specific like they're vegan, and they were like, "Oh, do you mind?" Like, I'm like, "No, let's go to a vegan restaurant. I'll eat whatever."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you'll eat whatever." Like, okay, well, what if I said that you're eating, cow brains or whatever? And I was like, no, I'm going to pass. And they're like, well, what if cow brains is culturally like, a thing? And I'm like, then I'm eating it.
Yeah, like if you're at that's Anthony's philosophy. It was like if you're a guest
Correct.
and someone is providing you with sustenance,
Yes.
that you should honor that by eating it.
That's why I'm one who doesn't ever look like they have a problem on the eating challenges.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I
just act
know
like-
that this is all food of the region,
Yeah.
and people have been eating this, and I was like, this is what's giving me my energy to climb a mountain. And if your brain doesn't say it's gross,
Yeah.
then you will not think it's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's what I just try to trick this thing upstairs all the time.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, my problem with the guinea pig ice cream. So what's
Oh,
really
right. It's ice cream. There's like a million
Yeah,
things wrong
that's
with that.
the thing. It's a
I also
bit of
don't
a-
want bacon ice cream or chicken ice cream.
Yeah, like I even had, how people love those maple bacon donuts?
Correct.
So I thought, ooh, I want to try it. And I did not enjoy it.
I would think that would be right up your alley. Salty sweet.
I did too, but it was too bacony. It was like,
Right.
this is not.
Do you remember the hilarious, I just said it, the hilarious ice cream flavor we saw in Brazil that we could not get over?
I didn't.
We took I have the photo. I'll show you the photo.
Was it cheese?
Queso.
Oh,
And we were like,
queso.
what is this?
Oh, right.
Yes,
well,
I will
maybe
like
it's
pull up that photo
in
for
the
you.
same. Maybe this is a thing people do.
Or is this like one of those hipstery, like we're
Well,
going to
no,
make
that's what I
weird-
like about it.
Okay.
Is this is a local woman who took a course on how to like market her business, and it was very quaint. Like she's just sort of
Okay, yeah.
of the world.
Yeah.
And they said
Kind
you
of people
have
who would
to
raise guinea pigs for consumption.
They said, you have to do something that makes you stand out. And so she really put a lot of effort into like, what are these recipes? And she tried all different ones.
Wow.
And she landed on this one and people liked it.
Oh, well, there must be something. Maybe that is the perfect salty sweet combo.
Maybe, or
It's like,
maybe it's
I
a
want to
region.
know what it tastes like.
Yeah.
What do you think it tastes like?
Well, if it's
Is
like
it white?
chicken,
I feel like it's white.
yeah.
It feels like it should be a lighter color.
It's pureed. It's not like chunks or anything.
Well, yeah, no, I do know
Okay,
that. I can imagine that.
like
I hope it's like essence of guinea pig, not actual body parts.
Wait, I'm ready.
I don't want it to be
I'm writing
the
that down.
Ben and Jerry's of, like, I don't want chunks of it in there. Like, I don't need to bite into it like it's a frozen banana.
Oh, God. Essence of guinea pig.
No.
Well,
Yes. It's
okay.
like extract, like lavender, if you will.
Whenever you guys eat that stuff, though, you want to wash it down with something and stay hydrated. And you're going to want to try Liquid IV.
I just
Sarah's
sent my
got a
aunt
story.
to, she went to Peru.
Yeah.
It was so weird. And I overnighted her an entire box because I was like, the thing you need to do the most is stay hydrated because you're at higher elevation and you will absolutely get dehydrated.
That's so great,
Sent her
Sarah.
the whole entire box. And
That's
yes.
really cool.
So there you go.
And
It's a
Sarah's
perfect
right.
tie-in.
This is a great product if you're traveling or if you're at higher elevations, as it were, because it hydrates you 2 to 3 times faster than just a bottle of water, and it has essential vitamins inside of it. And it's just like a little packet of powder.
So easy.
Yeah, you can throw it in your bag or whatever, and then keep it on hand and pour it into your water bottle or your glass. And it's nice and tasty. They have all different flavors. Oh my God, I had some after our wine dinner.
Me
I was like, I'm
too.
going to be hungover.
Suze, I almost texted you when I got home and it was like, I don't need to worry about the next day because I made sure to have a liquid IV the night I went to bed.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Sarah, it's friggin' 1 in the morning. You don't need to text for that. We were thinking the same thing.
We were. I did mine.
Really, I should just have sent it to Adam. Because
We love Liquid IV. We know you will too. Right now, our listeners get 25% off at liquidiv.com when you use our code CANDY at checkout. That's 25% of anything you order on Liquid IV's website. Go to liquidiv.com and enter promo code CANDY to get your savings and start getting better hydration. That's liquidiv.com. Promo code CANDY. Don't wait. Start properly hydrating today. And you can get them at Costco.
Oh, cool.
So you know.
I've got a really inspiring, heartwarming story for you.
Yes.
That I hope, translates to
effective.
here.
Okay.
Yes. So there was a study done of students from Singapore, and they recruited like 1,000 of them to participate in the study to see what motivated kids more. Mm-hmm. And children learned better when they were rewarded collectively.
Sorry, I was
Is
drinking.
that not the cutest thing?
I'm shocked.
I love this. If you reward
Children
a child,
learn better.
Yes. If
Okay.
you reward the whole group.
Wow.
And it reminded me of the story about the sports in Norway.
Yes, I just
And
saw
I'm
that
like,
article again.
This is what we need to focus. Look, kids have it right.
Why? Why do you say that?
That it creates a
Community.
and the opposite creates competition, peer-to-peer competition of like if you're only rewarding one.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying if you
Right.
reward them all,
Right.
then they feel like a
they
collective.
feel like a community.
Yeah.
And it reinforces that. And then there's this sense of I don't do this for me. I'm doing this
For the group.
The group, which increases empathy, which increases connection,
Yeah.
which in turn increases self-worth and this feeling of like being part of something bigger, which we know is a big predictor of health and longevity in the future. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my gosh, we need to be doing this stuff. And like, we're doing it wrong with giving the kids like you get a gold star, but you don't. And what that does to the child that is maybe a little bit behind or learns different or doesn't speak up or doesn't have the loudest voice, whatever it is it labels them as somebody who's not a winner.
Yeah.
But when you feel like a part of a group that won, it's that rising tide floats all ships thing you say.
Yeah.
I just think we need to take these studies and like think about how we can use this in, like the simplest easy ways. You're throwing a kid's birthday party. What do you like?
I'm surprised, though, that because it specifically says they learn better.
Yeah.
Which I think is so interesting.
Because it motivates them to keep getting the right answer, but it's not just for selfish reasons. It's for, and like people tend to put the betterment of the group ahead of their own individual needs when that gets reinforced.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's encouraging.
Yeah. And then, so I thought that was really sweet. It said, rewards serve as a motivation function only for students who believe they have a chance to achieve them. So when every child believes that they have a chance to achieve, even if it's the whole group, then it motivates everybody to learn.
That's nice.
Yeah.
We're never going to do it, though.
I know! Anyways.
I mean, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Because well, I'm not going to get down in the dumps because I know this is supposed to be a palate cleanser type show rather than... But when I read stuff lately, I'm like, the whole world's on fire.
The only thing that made me kind of like, with this one is where the test was done, where the study was done.
Okay.
Singapore.
Oh.
Which could go either way. Even though Singapore is one of the most international cities that really doesn't have like a one... It's very diverse. It's one of the most diverse, like...
Yeah, it's like cosmopolitan.
Yes, totally. Mm-hmm. That maybe it's not as collective as some other Asian countries or, places.
Uh-huh.
And so I wonder if the results would be the same in, say, California. And I also wonder if the results would be similar. Like, is there an age where it changes?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like the sports thing where after 13, where we kind of need a little bit of competition in order to drive
right. There might be a cap on that.
Right. So like, great with 7-year-olds, but 13-year-olds don't give a fuck about their neighbor, or whatever that is. Right.
Yeah, but that's good information. And
I just thought it was real cute. And like the picture of all of them working together. And like,
I can remember projects in, elementary school where it was a collective goal and that those were memorable. Like lessons, academic lessons.
Now, are you talking about like everybody all together, or when you had to be working groups?
No, I hate that.
I fucking hate that shit. Do not give me a partner project
because
we have to do all the work.
Yeah,
but we do it by choice.
Right.
I could have taken a back seat.
Well, but then they wouldn't do it properly.
This is correct. It will not be done at my level. And good is good enough was not a lesson I'd learned until the very last semester of grad school. So, in which they had no more group projects.
Although, in elementary school, I was the problem. Like, my friend Leah would have been the one working hard, and I always copied her stuff.
Oh, my gosh. My friend Ashley, who I just did that event with, we always joke that, like, I did all of her homework.
Yeah?
And,
did you?
Oh, absolutely.
See, this is why Leah says she is you in this story.
True.
That's so funny.
Yeah, all of it. I was like, and she like took care of other things for me. Of like,
this entertaining you.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out with the cool kids, and don't worry, I got you. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's food for thought at any rate. Here's a bummer, since the world's on fire.
Right. Watch it burn.
But it's not surprising. Wikipedia has 1.5 million biographies, and only 17% are women.
Oh no.
Yeah. But it's cool because
and mine's half wrong, so.
Is it?
Well, I mean, some of the information.
Get out.
Yeah, including my age that says I'm 65 years old. So I don't know what happened there.
Is it because that other Sarah
Yeah, but it's weird because it's my picture and then she has a separate one. So it's very strange. Anyways.
That is so weird. Why have you not fixed it?
There's also incorrect information on the nature of like sexual abuse that I experienced. And I've gone back and tried to, like, years ago.
Yeah, edit it.
It was rejected or something.
What?
I'm like, you mean to tell me my own personal experience is not, they're like something about like not valid. I'm like, how's the other one verified or validated?
Yeah. You didn't have.
I guess it takes more
evidence.
Work to change it than it does to even go up and put it on there. It was, I gave up. That was a lost cause. So I'm like, I'm not even going to put that on there. But I'll take a nice screenshot of it for this episode.
That is hilarious.
Like people have like sent me the link and been like, Wikipedia thinks you look great for your age or something like that. That's what they always say.
Well, the problem, amongst other things, is that there aren't very many female volunteer editors. Too.
Of course there aren't. This makes sense. It's the same reason why there aren't as many winners of crossword puzzle competitions or memory events because we don't care.
We're fucking busy.
We don't have time for this.
Yeah.
I'm busy making sure you people get fed.
Yeah. a group, though, that is trying to, encourage women to volunteer and get to writing. Because it's not just biographies. It's also subjects that tend to be more female-oriented or underrepresented. Just because, obviously, if you're somebody that's editing, you're going to want to edit a subject that's interesting to you. And if it's mostly male editors, then those pages are going to get more attention.
And they're not even connected to some of the things that we would be interested in that they don't even realize are like, oh, this is a good thing to, do an article about because they don't have any invested interest in it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the other 50% of the population does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so if you got spare time, maybe you could volunteer and write a couple things for Wikipedia. That would be nice. Level the playing field slightly.
We need a little bit of that.
17%? We have a long way to go.
That reminds me of that, the history book you were saying that was like one page of it. I still can't get over that.
Yeah. Anything about a woman. Ugh. It was 1,000-page book, and there was like
that?
1 page
I can't with that
worth of women info.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got my aunt when she moved. She had this. She was like getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and she had a book of postcards, and it was like women throughout history or whatever. And this was probably made about 10 years ago. I was upset at the lack of diversity in there.
Yeah,
and I was like, I know there are other women, and you chose 25, and they all happen to look like this. I was like, there's like 2 women of color in there. And it just felt like there are come on.
Yeah.
Just like,
But it's harder work.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of it comes down to that.
Yeah. And who's writing it,
And who's writing it. Well, here's one thing I know. If you are a woman, you probably have boobs.
I do.
And you probably don't want to wear a bra because they're uncomfortable.
Definitely don't.
That's why you need Third Love. Sarah, you're hilarious. Third Love is the perfect bra. Our friend Samantha, the Brainiac, she finally got one, she said, and she doesn't know what took her so long. Her breasts are happy.
There is nothing better when those gals are in the right place.
Those gals.
Yes. Or guys, I don't know what gender.
Congratulations to Samantha's boobs for being comfortable in their Third Love bra. They have more than 80 sizes, including signature half cups. You can skip the trip to the store, and you can find your fit with Third Love's online fit finder. You can order and try on at home. You don't have to have a weird, awkward fitting room experience. You know how Sarah feels about fitting rooms.
Yep.
Not a fan.
Right. And now I get real snarky with the people at the lingerie places when they ask me if I want a fitting. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I know, and you guys are wrong.
They have a perfect fit promise, too. If you get your bra, you wear it for 60 days, wash it, and put it to the test. If you don't love it, you can return it, and they'll donate it to a woman in need. And they're just super comfy. They just are. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now, they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/brain now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/brain for 15% off.
Now that you say that, I think I'm missing a Third Love bra. I think I lost a bra.
In the move?
Yeah.
You probably left it at one of your laundromats.
I probably did.
You know how
I did do that. Well, oh my God! Speaking of which, I
She's mad.
I took all my stuff out of the laundry and there were out of the washing machine, and there were some items that that didn't need to go in the dryer, that needed to get air dried.
Yeah.
And I put them on top of that little basket thing. The little baskets that maybe you don't know because you don't have a laundromat.
Yeah.
But they're like the metal. The one Rachel sits in when she... There you go.
Okay.
That. Yeah.
Got it.
Need a Friends reference to clarify. Yeah. And so there's a little metal pole that goes above that, and I put them on there.
Yeah.
And then I put all the stuff in. I forgot to take the stuff off. Some of my favorite. A bathing suit. White bathing suit. I love 4 items. I forgot them. This was probably at 9 o'clock at night. The next morning I come back and I'm like, did you by any chance, without me even finishing the sentence, she was like, no, we don't say it. And I'm like, you don't even know what I'm going to ask. And she's like, no, we don't have it. And I get it. There's signs to say we're not responsible for lots of life. But but come on, you would have noticed a whole pile of stuff. So I'm wondering, is that a move that some people do of a sweep of the laundromat after closing? I think it might be.
Oh,
but I was like, somebody got good clothes because they got
was
a really
it a lot
cute.
Of stuff?
It was probably 4 or 5 items, but all white stuff, and which are always my favorite.
Yeah.
And the good, this really cute Abercrombie and Fitch shirt that I loved that I just bought.
That
it's
is tragic.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, whatever.
Oh,
But I bought that
man.
cute leopard print bathing suit as a replacement, so
Yeah.
I felt justified in it, and I love it.
Right. Yeah. That sucks, though.
I know.
That kind of stuff sticks with me.
Me too. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just because like I would never do that of like steal people's clothes. I just couldn't understand why somebody would
I wouldn't want to.
Right, you don't want my bathing suit?
I know. I mean, I do buy used stuff, so I don't know why it's different, but it feels different.
It does. It feels like, but you buy used stuff where people are like, here. I am ready to hand this over to you. It is in the condition.
Yes.
And I mean, we can assume that everything's been washed.
Yeah.
That they're finding, but.
Yikes.
I also found out that my laundromat, or there's a rumor going around in my neighborhood. I learned when I was doing the laundry.
Yes.
That the laundromat I've been using limits their water. Like, makes it so it doesn't fill all the way. And now that somebody said that, I did a load and it came out way too dry. And I was like, I gotta change up my laundromat. Because this guy, they're like, what are they, like, yeah, restricting the water that goes in each thing, and it makes it. And I had one thing come out. I'm like, I washed this. This should be clean. This is still filthy. Not happy.
I can see you like getting out your magnifying glass.
Right. I like every item I smelled. I was like, safe, safe,
safe.
Yeah. I was like, this was
well,
okay.
And you
load.
have to use that like laundry detergent that's for sensitive people.
Because one time I didn't, and I want Susie's
Her
house.
vagina was
like,
not happy.
Everything, my whole body wasn't happy. Mm-hmm. I had like my arms had like I am so sensitive.
Just from using my detergent.
So sensitive to. I mean, I only made that mistake one day, and then I just rewashed everything because it was like I have to. I gotta get that. Yeah, I gotta use a whole bunch of crazy. I even use a special allergen additive that you like add a little. 1.5 teaspoons. It's like measure it out, and it like kills all the allergies, all the dust stuff, like everything. Because I'm just
you're sensy.
What's wrong with me?
I wouldn't have pegged you as a sensitive lady.
Me neither. I wouldn't have said that about myself. But the older I get, the more like
she has needs. You guys,
yeah, all of them, tons.
Let me ask you this: this was a really cool article in Atlantic, and it was.
I haven't read that magazine in a minute. I like that.
It's so great.
Yeah.
They just added a paywall though, so you only get like I don't know 5 a month or something.
Yeah. Running into that problem with the New York Times.
It was probably a good move though, because it took me about 3 seconds to order the whole year.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Anyway, they did an article about something, and I wanted to see what your thoughts were. Okay. Self-view, how you see yourself.
Correct. Oh, yeah, this is what I base my freaking theory on.
Okay,
yes.
then you'll be able to, I'm sure you'll already know this then, but the deeply held belief you have about yourself is a huge motivator for how we behave, even when it acts negatively against you. So
these are the labels that are stuck on us as a child that we identify with. The same as the child who feels like he can't get the answer right, so now he's the dummy in class. I view myself as a dummy. Every single thing, I won't even approach a math problem the same way because I assume I don't know about it.
Yeah. And it was saying that we will do things to solidify the view because it makes our brain happy.
Correct.
Even if it makes us look like garbage.
This is the child who acts out in class and gets negative attention, and it does that kind of stuff, and you go, this kid ends up in detention for it. But
does it anyway.
Because
it makes his brain happy in that moment.
And if everybody labels you, I mean, this is like high school and junior high kids all the time. If you get labeled as like the class clown who like always has the comeback answer to the teacher, that becomes your identity, even if you know it's what gets you in trouble. It's hard.
When I read it, it's interesting on a personal level, of course, because you think about your own behavior and whether that...
What came up for you when you thought
reality
about that?
TV, and when we get placed with a label, like you're the villain.
Totally.
You're the virgin. You're the whatever
Correct.
You are. And you know what you're being labeled as.
Yes.
How you almost act that way.
Right.
It's not necessarily for your brain to be happy because it wouldn't be embedded yet, but it's like just because the producers have labeled you like you're the good girl.
It would almost create cognitive dissonance if that was the label you were getting from your out, because that's how we kind of define ourselves. Like, what is our outside?
Yeah.
That's what I work on with like that's my theory. It's like, how do you see yourself? How do other people see you? And how do you believe other people see you? And if those are in line, then behavior, functioning, things are better.
Yeah.
You feel better. You communicate more congruent. Your relationships are healthier. But when there's a discrepancy between how you view yourself, how other people view you, and how you believe other people view you, those are three completely different things.
Right.
There's like, it's like the I, the view of other. There's like names for all three.
Right.
For a lot of people, those are not the same.
Right. And that's very upsetting.
Correct.
And can lead to dysfunctional
and
relationships.
Often leads to us doubling down on whatever that behavior is. Like a simple example is me being the one to answer every single question in school. I was like, I'm the question answerer.
That's who I am.
That's who I am. And I didn't really understand that other people viewed that as kind of like impeding their learning, or they're like, oh God, there's that chick answering all the questions again kind of thing. I was just like, oh, people are going to think I'm the smart one in class, and that like reinforces my view of myself that I know everything. And blah, 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 blah.
But even if they didn't like it, you were still doing it.
Correct.
Because your brain
my idea of what they thought about me was different than how they actually did. And then when I got a little more feedback in grad school about like, oh, I think this is annoying, and I stopped and I understood, like, it goes one of two ways. You either want to like keep doing it more. Yeah. Or you have this like new awareness and you're like, oh, I think I'm going to make my idea. Oh, could other people view this as maybe a little annoying? Oh, I see that now. And then my behavior changed. And in doing so, my confidence in myself went up. The less I needed to feel like I had to like define who I was through these like, prove that I'm smart. You know, it's that like Dunning-Kruger effect again kind of thing of like, no, I know I'm good. So now I don't have to answer the question. So yeah, it is like, we want to do that. Yeah. And that it also made me think about those types of labels that not just your family gives you, but also at school, the sort of dumb reading table or the smart one. I mean, that really gets internalized. And we all know, kids know what is going on. And it can take a really long time, if ever, for someone to be like, oh. My brother was like that. Yeah. Fail, kicked out of high school, bad passing, didn't pass, was told like, well, you're just school isn't your thing. He is an engineer in engineering school with getting 99% in classes that I can't even pronounce the name of. I'm like, I don't even know what those words are. And it was because he shed the label of like, he's not good in school. Yeah. That can be very hard to do. Yeah. And it can take a really long time. And with family, in my experience, it's not going away. Right. I'm still seen as the young, the little sister and all of those things. And it's kind of, it can be very limiting. Yeah. Unless you make a very intentional effort to be the other thing. But the article did a great job of adding more depth to it by describing what happens when you assume a group fusion. Ooh, interesting. Like a cult or Al-Qaeda. Yeah. Where like that can become your identity, and how like you're willing to take your body into a plane and fly it into a building because this is... Your brain wants that consistency of like, I am this person. I'm going to kill myself to be that person. Right. That's how severe it can be when we really are at the mercy of our like. I know, our sad little brains. Yeah, but to remind ourselves we're in the driver's seat every now and then. Well, yeah. I mean, you have to be really careful though. Interesting, because it's influential. But I thought that was interesting, and hopefully you can find it on Atlantic if you want to read more, because it's quite long. Article, but the good ones always are. Yeah, but I gave you the Cliff Notes version. Did you ever read those when you were little? I was just as soon as you said that, I had that thought. Also, I'm confused on whether it's Cliff's Notes, like it belongs to it. It is. Yeah, I believe it's possessive. Notes. Yeah, like it's like his notes. I think so, because it's a person. I never did, but I was such a rule follower that I felt like somehow somebody would know that I was cheating if I did that. It felt like it's one of the, I'm like, I can't even, maybe didn't have Google then, but I was like, I can't even look it up because what if they count that as... I was very scared of plagiarizing or anything like. Just scared of all that. So getting in trouble because I was labeled the good girl who never got in trouble.
Does that company even exist? I'm sure it does.
What,
it still
Christmas?
exists. Yeah,
I'm sure.
I think there's a different one now too that people use.
But they're really just like little books. And like there was a moment where I realized that the books that were assigned to me were books I actually cared about reading. And I was like, oh, I don't need to read this version. I want the actual, I love doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really should reread all of the things that I pretended to read in high school. I was really good
what would be
at
an
writing
example?
An entire essay on a book that I had never read.
That's annoying. I hated people like you.
So good. I mean, I could BS my way through any paper. Never read Animal Farm. Definitely got it. I mean, I got I read a few. I'm like, oh, yeah, I get it. Like,
you're the worst.
The worst.
Like, I don't even like you.
I know. It's awful. You would have been the one in a different friend group being like, ugh, there she is raising her hand again.
I mean, I didn't
read
read it either.
Right.
But I for sure wasn't getting A's.
But you weren't big. Yeah. And I was like, right.
Ugh.
It is the worst. And then I'm the biggest brown noser. I'll just make friends with the teacher and they're like, oh, she was funny today in lunch. Hey. Except for one teacher who, what did she call me? The epitome of every teacher's worst nightmare.
Why?
I don't know. She just didn't like me. And once she got me in trouble, it was my last day at this school. I was transferring high school, so it was my very last day. And I was like, I'm going to break all the rules today. You weren't allowed to wear a hat to school. I wore a cowboy hat, the loudest, biggest, most offensive hat I could find. And then I brought I don't know, it was a class after lunch. It was a science class. God, she hated me. And you know what? She was right for not liking me. It must have been something about after lunch. I was all hopped up on who knows what. And social interaction maybe. And I brought a straw and I was shooting spit wads into people's hair. And then she punished me and she was like, go sit in that chair right there. And she picked the chair that was broken and she fucking knew it was broken. And I sat in that chair and I fell through the thing and it was really embarrassing.
I'm so sorry.
She set me up for an embarrassing moment.
That's awful.
I thought so too. And I was like, she knew that.
Ugh.
And, you look really silly falling in a cowboy hat.
That's something to keep in mind, people. Another thing to keep in mind is how you want to be fit, and open fit is the way to go. Don't let the temperatures be the only thing falling this season.
Oh, look at that.
Take the plunge, lose some weight, whatever. Get strong. Don't wait for New Year's. That's stupid.
No.
You can if you want, but you shouldn't. Just go with open fit now because you can... it's basically Netflix of workout videos, so something for everyone or whatever mood you're in that day. If you're into yoga, extend bar, or one of those crazy
insanity, whatever. Or if you just want 10-minute abs.
Exactly. There's videos of every length and all of that, and you can watch them if you're in a hotel room, if you're at home. You don't have to go to the gym because F that.
Yeah.
Watch it on your TV, your phone, your iPad, whatever. And you will get stronger and you'll feel better, get into a little routine. OpenFit has changed the way I work out, and texting our code BRAINCANDY to 303030, you can join us on our fitness journey, personalized just for you. Right now, during the OpenFit 30-day challenge, our listeners get a special extended 30-day free trial membership to OpenFit. When you text BRAINCANDY to 303030, you'll get full access to OpenFit, all the workouts and nutrition information, totally free. Again, just text BRAINCANDY to 303030. Disclaimer. Standard message and data rates apply. You already knew that, though.
Yeah. Those things are, I think it's we have all these goals for ourselves, and sometimes it's oh my God, there's so many things that I want to accomplish, and it seems so overwhelming.
Yeah, right.
But if you just go, I'm going to make one change.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Right? And sometimes that one little thing is like throwing a rock into a pond and has a ripple effect.
I agree.
So I promise, I can't promise anything. I'm pretty 100% sure that...
people would hold you to it.
Right. You make one. It's not like the BBS is coming after me right now. Right? Board of Behavioral Sciences, for anybody who doesn't know. So you make one little change of I'm going to join this workout program. I'm going to do that one day. Everything else falls in line when you do that one.
Yeah.
It's you're.
That's been my experience.
Really? Me too.
It's like the objects in motion type of thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
And don't think about all of them because it's I can't think about eating healthy, drinking enough water, working out, all this, getting enough sleep. But if I just think, I'm going to work out 3 days this week.
Yeah.
Everything else
I'm going to do
magically
one
happens.
push-up.
Right. Do that.
Do one push-up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is so right. Scale it back even more.
Right? Why not?
Just wake up.
Yeah.
Right.
Get out of
Congratulations.
bed, brush your teeth. That's something.
That's it.
Listen to this
Yes.
bonkers story.
I love bunker stories.
I was really into this. I saw this on Instagram, a picture of it.
What?
This dude, it was black and white picture, so it was a long time ago, but like maybe the 50s or 60s. Okay. This surgeon went on an expedition to Antarctica with like a group, and they were going to be there for a year, I think. And because he was a doctor, he was starting to not feel well, and so he had to diagnose himself. And eventually he realized that he had appendicitis.
Oh, God. That only gets worse, and there's only one solution. What?
And he's the surgeon.
No, he didn't. What did he do?
He took his own appendix out.
What the actual fuck?
He did. And there is a freaking picture of it. And he...
You know what? It's crazy what we can do if we're...
Well,
You
yeah,
know what?
because he had no choice. Because at that time,
I get this.
he knew that he wasn't going to be able to go home in time. Like, this was an emergency. It was urgent. And if his appendix burst, he would likely die.
Right.
So he didn't want to do it. It's not like he was like, oh, this is fine, no problem.
And when your brain kind of does like a cost benefit analysis, and I think reduces pain because the goal it wants so bad to feel better or to. I've gone after a pretty aggressive ingrown hair in the same way and didn't feel a goddamn thing, and it was straight up surgery.
So Sarah totally understands.
Totally get what it's like because I have done bathroom surgery before. And I'm like, this doesn't even hurt.
When in reading about it, because you can look on Wikipedia because he's a man, so this story's been documented. And he describes what it was like.
Oh my God!
Which
What?
I mean, so he had local anesthetic.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Oh my God! But to cut open your own body.
And so the rest of the team, he gave them all jobs. Like, okay, I'm going to ask for this tool. And, like, they had to work as a team and, like, observe it. And he even gave them instructions. Here's what to do if you notice me losing consciousness.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Right?
You're right.
Because
you really don't know how you're going to react and what the local does or what.
Or if, like, or just the sight will make you pass
Right.
out.
That would
Who
make.
knows?
I'm thinking about passing out at the mere thought of what that would be like. I would be terrible at doing this.
He described the process, and eventually he said he got into like the zone,
right,
where his brain was in like that.
I almost imagine it as you have to disassociate, and there's something about when people are in extreme states of emotion and they're given a task, that the task almost creates
it's like a distraction.
It is a distraction, so you don't even see yourself. You're like above the action, doing this thing.
I mean, he did say he almost passed out. It wasn't as if it were just he was just out of the woods or anything. But he just described he thought he was going to have to use mirrors because he couldn't see everything. But it was, you know how it's confusing when you look in a mirror,
right? And
so he just did it by feeling.
Which means there's a lot of poking around.
Sarah.
I'm a
it's
very
horrifying.
visual like I can create this entire.
Yeah.
I can see the picture in my mind and that feeling and also the noise. You know that?
Sarah.
That's what it would sound like.
Stop.
Do you disagree?
I can't believe not only did you know the noise, but you could replicate it on command.
Can't do any accents, but I can crush bodily function noises.
So the surgery noise upsets you?
The noise
like
of
rooting
bushing,
around.
of like organs moving and
moving. Christ,
it just feels like, you know, those like little squishy balls that you like squeeze that have like little things inside of them that are like it feels like that.
Well, at any rate, it was a success, and he, sewed himself back up.
Good job, buddy,
and recovered, and was back to pretty much normal in a couple weeks.
But you know what? Did you see 127 hours?
No, but Adam said that's what that's like.
Yeah, that's what my mind goes to. And I was like, I'd definitely cut my arm off. I've already had the whole thought about like...
You'd have to.
100%. And it would be like a no. It would be like, yeah, we're doing this.
Well, in that film, was it the case that his nerves had been deadened? Or was it excruciating?
I think it was excruciating, but I have no idea. I mean, it seems like...
I can't. How did he get through the bone? This is a real
with, like,
disgusting...
a really, like,
dull.
Oh! The movie's one thing, but the interview that the actual guy did, I think it's with Dave Letterman.
What did he say?
It's a good... I don't even remember, but I remember watching that.
I'm going to watch
that was
it.
like, there aren't very many, as you know, many movies that send me on a deep dive. This was one, and I think it's because I like hiking and outdoorsy stuff, where I thought, holy shit, this could be a scenario that I like doing it alone. I love, like, I went canyoneering in Red Rock by myself and was like, I'm just going to solo this. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, but wait, what about that thing where, like, I never come back? And, like, so I was like, I got to, like, look into this. And I watched the video of him on, like, the real guy on Dave Letterman. I was just like, oh, my God. That's intense.
Did he seem, in the interview, do you remember, did he seem particularly exceptional, or he was just
like
a
casual.
dude?
Yeah, just a dude. But
who
like,
was in an impossible situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he rose to the occasion.
Yeah.
And then he
I think
got
your brain
out.
helps, puts you in, like, you're in survival mode, and I think it's like
well, what
the
else can
same
you
as
do?
I was like with that ingrown hair. It was like, this thing has to get out. So we're in straight up
Then
survival
did they
mode.
ever retrieve the arm? I don't know if that's...
Good question, but I don't
Or is
think
it
so.
still
I think
sitting
it's-
there?
Oh, that's a good question. Like, retrieve it as in collect the, not like for
The arm.
putting it back on,
Yeah,
but just because, like, who wants a body part on a very popular trail?
I guess it just decomposes quickly.
Yeah. Or like an animal comes by and carries that off.
Oh,
I think that's
right.
probably more likely.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
That's weird.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I'll post that picture for your viewing. But it's not graphic or
Okay,
anything.
got it.
It's just sort of like,
Yeah.
what's he doing?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What's he doing?
Right. I've definitely, in my mind, played through giving myself stitches. Yeah, no problem. I'll do all that.
I don't have a transition for this. I'm really mad at myself. But if you're getting married and you want to have the perfect wedding day and you don't want to do all the terrible organizing that's drudgery, Zola is a great option because it helps you plan everything, get everything organized, tell your guests what they need to know, and also tell them what the heck they should buy you.
Okay, like maybe a stronger and sharper blade if you are going to go camping.
Get in that proper knife.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to plan your wedding and register. It takes the stress out of everything. They have free wedding websites, so you can put all that info about how you met and all that romance stuff. And it's all conveniently managed in one place. And you can get invites. You can get save the dates. They have tons of invite designs.
Did we talk about the registry already?
No.
Oh, getting there. Sorry. I'm
No,
jumping the
you
gun.
can.
Yeah.
Tell
the best.
them. Tell them what you like about that.
You make your whole registry. You can make it from different places.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. They can register as a group. I
Yes.
love this. And then whatever you have left over, you get a discount on.
Yeah.
My friend just got married and she used that. And she was
Good.
like, I loaded our whole house up with stuff.
Yeah, it's super convenient. And
Yeah.
you build your whole suite at Zola. And their prices are friendly. It's really nice for your budget. And they have a deal. Sign up at zola.com/braincandy. Get 30% off your invites and paper order. Sign up at zola.com/braincandy. Get 30% off your invites and paper order.
Yeah,
That's
they do the invitation. No problem.
Yeah, it's all one-stop shop. ZOLA.com/braincandy. There you go.
Yeah.
You're
Good thing.
welcome.
Well, maybe I'll be using that some other
My
time.
God,
I
she's
love
already
that.
planning her next one.
No.
Who is it? We don't know.
I don't know.
Question mark. Who
Just
cares?
myself.
They're incidental.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's like the truth.
Oh, that is funny.
Do you have a story, or do you want me to carry on with my...
Let me check my... carry on.
Okay, well,
whatever you need.
I don't
I've
really
just
know
read
the
so much
details
good
of
stuff
this.
recently.
This was like a headline where a woman who had embezzled money, weirdly, from a cemetery. I'm not sure how that...
Weird.
But she embezzled $19,000, and I think she had been like charged with that. And then she, was supposed to pay it back. And then she was caught playing bingo, and they
Okay.
arrested her because they're like,
Wait, what do you mean caught playing bingo?
They're like, you owe this money to these people, and you're out here playing bingo.
Oh my God. So the bingo was like her almost unlawful, or what's the word? Unlawful? Illawful? What the hell is that word?
Unlawful?
Unlawful. I'm like, what's wrong?
But
with my
unlawful
brain?
what?
Playing bingo? It's
Yeah.
like she should be
That's what
spending
she
her
was-
funds in other places.
Yes.
It's kind of like if you had like a parking ticket and decided to go to Vegas and go gambling, and they're like, "Oh,
yes,
give us the money for parking ticket."
Exactly. They're like, "Wait,
Yeah.
you said you didn't have that."
That happened on my season of The Real World, where one member of the show borrowed money from another,
You
and
can
then we
name
went
them.
to Atlantic City, and she was gambling, and my friend was like,
I mean, that's something that happens.
Why
yeah.
Why do you have money to gamble? But I just loaned you however many hundreds of dollars.
When you loan money, you have to just
It's
assume
gone.
you're never going to get it back.
Absolutely, 100%. Never loan out any money that you don't expect to,
Because they
or
might
that
pay you
expect to
back,
see
but you can't assume.
Right. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's totally the truth. Anything.
I remember even hearing Oprah say that like she doesn't do loans.
Right.
Like, here, take it.
Take it.
Because it will ruin your friendship.
Yes,
because
it
they
will.
won't pay you back if you're a billionaire.
Right. And that'll always be the thing. Oh, right.
You know?
I
They're
would,
not
on
gonna be like,
principle.
here. Yeah, I believe that I would, but apparently most people do
Most
not.
people do not. Yeah, yeah. And definitely family. Just be like, just have it.
If you went to dinner with a billionaire,
Yeah.
would you offer to pay?
This is funny because my mom has a client that she works with as a psychic. They're from Dubai, and they're a very wealthy family.
Yeah.
So wealthy, in fact, that my mom was just in England. They flew their family to England to meet my mom to have one session with her to help them determine
Whoa.
where they were going to invest their billions of dollars.
You're lying
I'm
to me.
not lying. I was just like, my mom was like, what? I don't know what we're doing. And then my mom was cracking up because they took her out to dinner. And my mom is like notorious for like ordering no food and trying to be like not a problem for people.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
I don't want to inconvenience
Yes.
you, like whatever. They went to a Mediterranean restaurant. My mom orders tabbouleh, and when the check came, my mom was like, "Would you like? I'll give you $10
Remember
for
I
it."
told you she did
Yes.
this to me at my wedding.
And we're like, everybody at the table like laughed at her
Yeah,
and was
it's
like,
ridiculous.
You don't need, and she even laughed at herself. She's like, these guys are billionaires. And I'm like, here, would you like my $7 for tabbouleh? And I was like, Mom, you don't even reach for, like, just like,
What's the protocol, though? Because I go out sometimes with this person.
I think it depends on who invites the person out. Like,
I know.
and what the tone is of like, you know, if they pick the place, I always think if whoever's doing the inviting and then choosing the spot should be the one to be like, I'm going to assume I pay for it. But if the other person is, I think it's always safe to go in with the assumption that, you know, you're going to pay for it, unless there's a.
So okay,
it's hard with
like,
because I know who you're talking about.
That I go out with?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I never pay,
Right.
which I always pay otherwise. Like,
I know.
I'm
It's
a
almost
payer.
where I have to like
Sarah
intervene.
does like weird slick things where she'll like go to the
Because I
bathroom.
have to. Because I'm like,
Anyway.
she can't bankroll my life or at least my wine habit.
But like my thing is, it's kind of like Oprah and the money. Like
Yeah.
I'm paying, I'm not going to even
Right.
think
It's
about
easy.
it. But with him, it's like, I don't feel right because it's almost like it would be rude for me to offer weirdly.
Yeah, I know it. I can get that.
And I don't
they're
think
like,
he cares
"I'm
or
doing
thinks
it."
about it at all.
He
And if I had $200 million,
doesn't.
I wouldn't think about it either. But
Maybe this is one of those things that's kind of like the congruent communication where it's like my heart's beating fast. Oh, your mind's too thing. Where you just say, every time, I don't know what it is, but every time I go out, I get this weird feel like, say it. I think it's so good when people communicate those feelings because a lot of times it's in our own head. And what we really need is permission from the other person to be like, I don't actually care about this.
yeah,
then
usually
once
though
you
there's
hear
like a
that-
third person.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
you can't do that.
Yeah,
It's weird. Yeah.
So I just let it go.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
it's a real pickle.
Yeah.
But
you know what's funny is I'm the you in every other
yeah,
group.
yeah.
Where
Well,
it's
'cause
like-
it's like gross to not
And
be.
I'm like, I'm going to do that. Like, fucking A, just here you
like
go.
the people that start fucking doing the
I
math.
can't with that. But
If
then
you're
I think
doing
is that
that-
like maybe it's just my
If
privileged position.
it's like
to
a
be.
no, but maybe. But if it's like a budget thing,
Right, that's different. Yeah.
then the person that has more money should
Correct.
just
and
do
I'm
it.
so happy to do it.
Yeah.
Like I know those friends where I'm like, I got this is like it matters more to you than it does to me. I have no
Yeah.
problem doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to sign up to go to dinner if I feel like I couldn't pay the entire bill for everybody.
Yes, that's
That's
my
kind
feeling.
of my feeling. Yeah.
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 But it's awkward.
Yeah. And And even in some nights where I'm like, oh no, we'll just split it. And afterwards, I'm like, no, and it feels good to be like, oh, it's on me.
But, splitting's fine.
Yeah.
Like if everybody's on the same...
Right. Just don't take out your calculators.
Please. And whatever you do, do not
then
stiff
on the back of the check
server.
Of like, this is for this one. I don't know. I just feel like you get to a certain age where you're like, just, here you go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll like quietly resent you. If you like never offer to buy me. If you buy me one drink, I'll love you for life.
That's true.
So that really is.
I'm very impressed with the gentleman I'm going on dates with.
Yeah.
And them,
why?
Because there is no like, who's
what
if
you were like, because he has a really big dick?
That's no.
What if it had nothing to do with the bill?
I'm like, oh, he's got a good dick.
What were you saying?
That they've all made that very easy. Like it hasn't even been a question. And when I was dating before, when I was like 24, it was. We
people
did go
are
through
different,
this. Right?
Yeah, finances.
And in my head,
different.
I'm still in that. I'm still 24 and dating, and I'm like just getting used to being old. Like everybody has a job, and we're all good, And I think that's how I in a way, kind of like exerted control or power is to take care of the bill.
Yeah.
And I have to not do that.
Yeah, no.
Changes the dynamic.
That is interesting though, the dating scenario and like how you handle it. Because I don't know.
What do you do?
Because some guys wouldn't like it if you paid.
Right.
Some guys don't like that.
Right. And I think there's certain times where I need to let them take care of me in this because it sets up the
So you have not
balance.
had one date where you've sensed that like they wanted to maybe split seas?
No. Not one. Not even close. I'm
surprised,
close.
actually, because I would think some of them might do it.
I haven't even seen the check at most of the time. Where they're like real good at. Of course, I've only. I don't.
It makes me laugh when you act like there aren't that many. And I know
now
in your
it's up
mind,
to like 4. That's not a lot.
Yeah, but 4 people. But you go out on more than one date, and so then like to me it feels
4
like
people
every
each, like
day.
Twice. That's not a lot.
That's a lot.
As in like 3 months.
I don't
8
mean
dates,
a lot in a bad way.
Right,
I mean this is an
right,
abundance.
Right. I see. Like the social calendar's full. Kind of
yes.
thing. Yeah, and it is
good.
But yeah.
I mean, Sarah dating isn't that the best thing ever? You people.
I mean, I love it.
I mean, this has been the best thing to happen in my life in a long time.
And everybody should just join us in our Patreon Q&As because that's where I really talk about, because I know those dates aren't listening to that.
Yeah.
Or I hope they're not.
Yeah, it's a little more personal.
You'll let me know if anybody become any familiar names.
My God.
And you get any new members.
Yeah.
But some of them do listen to the podcast. So
that's allowed. That's fine.
Yeah.
Anything
As
else
they should. It's hilarious.
Before we go, Sarah, do you have anything you wanted to get to?
Just like, I love you all. Leave a 5-star review.
Love you guys.
Or you following us on Instagram.
Oh my God.
Okay, bye.
Bye. This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.